12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making news this morning, the latest on a road rage shooting on the city's west side.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. As COVID-19 rates go down, states are starting to lift their mask mandates, but the CDC says it's not time for that yet. And what we're learning about the newest B2 variant coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, starting cold again at 37 degrees. But again, looking forward to the beautiful sun.
Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, February 9th.
Thanks for joining us today. Another beautiful afternoon yesterday. Did you get to enjoy it?
It was very, very nice. My dad was stationed in California twice when I was growing up, and I call this Northern California weather. Chilly mornings, perfect afternoons.
Low humidity, yeah, can't beat it. It's going to continue today, tomorrow, Friday. Then another front moves on through here. Let's talk about that in a minute. First of all, just enjoy this morning weather, but it is cold out there once again. We do have temperatures down in the 20s, Valverde's at 30, right at freezing Port SA, 29 in Hondo, and there's still a hint of a breeze in a lot of spots. No wind, that's why it is colder as far as thermometer readings, but of course we do have a little bit of wind chill to deal with. 31 here in town, 21 is what it feels like at Hondo, and 28 at Port SA. As far as the allergens, both went down yesterday, mold and mountain cedar. It's looking like we're kind of on the really tail end of that mountain cedar season. And this morning, I think we dropped down a couple of more notches. Again, we have a slight breeze to deal with. Definitely need a jacket. Clear skies, beautiful sunrise, and then a fantastic day. Mid-60s yesterday, gonna hit 70 today. Absolutely beautiful. Again, this fantastic weather continues all the way through the rest of the work week and school week. The weekend, yeah, it is going to be cooler. Will we see rain? Don't get your hopes too high for that. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. This morning, a man is recovering from a rage shooting on the city's west side. San Antonio police say it happened a little after 7 last night on West Commerce near Southwest 24th and 25th Streets. Now, officers tell us they were responding to a call for shots fired when they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. In the meantime, investigators say the victim's vehicle is being processed and officers are working to get a description of the suspect's vehicle. It is believed the incident happened at a different location.
As new COVID-19 cases drop nationwide, a growing number of states are starting to ease pandemic restrictions like mask mandates.
ABC's M. Wynn is in Washington with the latest.
Today, New York's Governor Kathy Holcol is set to drop the state's indoor mask mandate, according to the New York Times. But she's expected to keep the mandate in place for New York schools, at least for now.
There's some concern about what might happen when students and staff are away from school for the February break. But it's encouraging that it's apparent from our conversation that the state is looking at whether and how to make a change.
Massachusetts and Illinois residents expected to hear more on the future of their COVID restrictions today. Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, and Oregon plan to end masking requirements in schools in the coming weeks. And in California, no more masks in public places for those vaccinated starting Tuesday. But 99% of U.S. counties are still seeing high transmission, and new infections are still averaging nearly 250,000 a day. Health experts warn cases are still higher than the nation's previous surges.
We still have hospitalization rates that are higher than they ever were during the peak of our Delta wave, and similarly for deaths, still at 2,300 a day.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky cautioning the country isn't prepared to lift rules yet.
I don't think we're there right now. I know people are cautiously optimistic.
Meantime, ongoing protests in Canada over COVID-19 vaccine mandates are impacting Detroit drivers. Ambassador Bridge is still partially shut down, causing major slowdowns between the U.S. and Canada. And new CDC data showing a subvariant of Omicron known as B2 is becoming more prevalent, accounting for nearly 4% of new infections in the U.S.
So far, there's no evidence the B2 variant makes the virus more severe. Omicron still accounts for the rest of the new cases, the same way Delta used to just 2 months ago. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
The House has approved a short-term government funding bill that will prevent a shutdown at the end of next week. The measure passed with bipartisan support. Funding is set to expire on February 18th. However, the new measure would extend funding through March 11th. Next, it goes to the Senate for approval before it can be sent to President Biden to be signed into law. Congressional negotiators on both sides of the aisle have been working to try to secure a full-year funding agreement, but a deal has not yet been reached. They say the short-term funding bill will give them more time to reach a broader deal.
The fingerprints of the man who killed Lee Harvey Oswald up for auction this month. The FBI card features the type name of Jack Leon Ruby, his signature, and his prints recorded November 25th, 1963. The Dallas nightclub owner lunged forward and fired a single shot at Oswald's abdomen as he was leaving police headquarters one day after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Heritage Auction says the document has been fully vetted and approved for sale. Opening bid is $10,000, but could go as much as $40,000 or higher. 435, about 37 degrees.
And still ahead, some important information you need to know before buying chocolates for Valentine's Day.
And DeJounte Murray talks about the big moments the Spurs prepare for tonight's matchup against Cleveland. I think he's got All-Star game on his mind, of course,
I'm sure.
And rightfully so.
Yes, and congrats again there. Taking a quick look at the roads with TransGuide this morning. There's a look there at Highway 281 and Loop 410 looking very quiet right now.
And it is February, so you know what to do. Jacket now, not too bad later on. Might even be able to put the windows down or open up the windows in the house, let them air out just a little bit. You're watching GMSA on a Wednesday. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 439. For the first time since being named to the NBA All-Star Game, a first in his NBA career, DeJounte Murray met with the media yesterday, speaking from his hotel in Cleveland, where the Spurs will tip off their Rodeo road trip tonight against the Cavs. Murray reacted by being named to the Western Conference All-Star team in place of the injured Draymond Green. DeJounte told us it was Pop who delivered the news.
I just broke down with my family. Broke down crying with my family and stuff, and it just was a real moment, you know, just for them to see and hear that, and, you know, just everything I've been through, you know, not even just me, just my family. You know, we dealt with a lot, you know, since I was really, really young all the way to now, still deal with a lot, you know, so it's good to just see some blessings just coming through to good people.
Tonight's game against Cleveland is set for 6 o'clock at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Girls high school basketball last night, regular season finale for the Johnson Jaguars as they prepare for the playoffs, taking on Roosevelt at Littleton Gym. First quarter, Rough Riders catch fire from the distance. Kennedy Ray has their second straight three to pull Roosevelt within one, but the Jags answer quickly. Nice feed inside Addison Iden for the turnaround jumper. Jaguars cap the regular season with a win, 69-31. Funeral services for legendary broadcaster and sportscaster Gary DeLon have been now set. Emmy Award-winning and San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame member passed away this past Sunday from complications due to COVID-related illnesses. Gary was 88. The families asked those attending service dress in bright colors as Gary requested, since he was well known for his outlandish sport coats that matched his infectious smile. And in lieu of flowers, you can donate to the Gary DeLon Memorial Journalism Scholarship Fund through Frost Bank. Funeral services scheduled for Friday, 1:30 Oak Hills Church, located out there on I-10 near the Rim. And Gary will certainly be missed. Our thoughts and prayers are with the DeLon family.
Yes, he will be. Time now, 4:41 and 37 degrees for now. Still ahead, it's almost Valentine's Day, and if chocolates are in your plans, you might want to rethink that before you buy.
And next, a first look at a case involving $1 billion cryptocurrency money laundering scheme. Boy, that's a mouthful, but there's more ahead.
And welcome back. It's 4:44. A New York couple is facing charges in an alleged $1 billion cryptocurrency money laundering scheme. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a $3.5 billion crypto crackdown. The Justice Department seizing the largest amount of cryptocurrency ever, charging 34-year-old Ilya Dutch Lichtenstein and his wife Heather Morgan, 31, with money laundering and conspiracy to defraud the United States. Their arrests stemming from a 2016 hack of Hong Kong-based virtual currency exchange Bitfinex, when a cyber thief stole 120,000 Bitcoin, transferring the funds to a virtual wallet controlled by Liechtenstein. At the time, the stolen funds were valued around $71 million. But today, they're worth more than $4.5 billion, as Bitcoin's value has soared. So, what does this story mean for the world of crypto? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
4:45, confections to show your affection. Valentine's Day is Monday, and for many, chocolate is your love language.
That's right. So 12 on your size, Marilyn Moritz found some sweet treats for you to try.
Silky, smooth, exquisite chocolate. Tough job, but Consumer Reports taste tested a lot of it, from the familiar to the fancy.
No, it was not a dream job. Actually, some chocolates that have very good reputations are really terrible chocolates.
They describe Godiva's signature chocolate truffles as chewy and waxy, and Harry and David's signature chocolate truffles plasticky and chalky.
A really good chocolate is going to be shiny. It's not going to be dull. It's going to be snappy as opposed to sort of waxy or chewy. And in terms of flavor, sugar is not the first thing you should taste when biting into a good chocolate.
His favorite was the Dandelion chocolate, an artisanal company in San Francisco. The $45 single origin truffle collection with complex confections topped everybody's list. Wooing a foodie, there's the Vosges Haute Chocolat exotic truffle collection with flavors like wasabi, macadamia nut, olive oil, and curry. It's $34. If you're looking for a box as beautiful as they are tasty, there's the $31 Formosa Bonbon box. There are even gluten-free and vegan options.
If you want to give chocolate that benefits your Valentine's heart, try dark chocolate. The darker, the better.
But if you think dark is too bitter, the panel found these high cacao bars pretty tasty. The Who Organic, the Ghirardelli Intense Dark Chocolate, and this bar from Trader Joe's. It's only 60 cents. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And let's take a quick look at the roads with TransGuide out there. Another look there at Highway 281, Loop 410. Things are looking quiet. Few travelers out there early this morning.
Mike Osterhage joined us now with a look at our midweek forecast.
Steph and I were just talking about those Ghirardelli, the squares.
The best.
With the caramel in them.
And the sea salt.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Pretty good.
Yeah, if you're ever in San Francisco, got to check out Ghirardelli. It's one of the main stops.
Oh, really?
I bet.
Right there near the wharf. Absolutely. Ooh. Worth a visit.
Can you have chocolate for breakfast?
Of course.
Durr.
It goes without saying.
Well, think about it in Europe. They put chocolate even inside croissants.
Yeah.
Voila.
Oh, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Why don't you run right now? I'll talk for about 3 minutes. Anyway, this was from a couple of days ago. A few little high wispy clouds out there. And even doubt if we see any of those today. Like yesterday, really nothing but sunshine, blue skies. Really doesn't get any bluer than what we're going to be seeing later on today, like yesterday. Clear skies starting off this morning. And once again, we've got some pretty chilly temperatures. 20s in the hill country, 30 Bulverde, right at freezing Port SA. And like yesterday, we'll drop down a couple of more notches. There is a very, very dry air once again, so we've got just about all the perfect ingredients for the radiational cooling. We've got clear skies, we've got dry air, and in most cases, no wind or a very light breeze. Where there's no wind, that's where we have some of the coldest temperatures, and where there is a little bit of a breeze, that's where we have somewhat of the wind chill. 31 in town, feels like 21 right now in Hondo, and then a huge warm up throughout the day. Yesterday went from 31 to 66. Today I'm going for 33 here in town, make it all the way up to 70 for high temperatures later on. So 35, 40 degrees on average, and that's due to the fact that we have such dry air out there, and even dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. The water vapor imagery, when you get that dark shade on there, that means you're going to have some really beautiful blue skies. And as far as the next couple of days, once again, nothing's going to be changing. As you saw, maybe a few clouds to start off early on Thursday morning, if that, and all the way through the rest of the work week, school week, we are going to be just seeing plenty of sunshine around here. Front moves through early on Saturday. A few clouds with it, maybe a shower or two, primarily down to the east and to the southeast would be the best spot to see any rain with this. But even, this computer model is not really bullish on it, and it's not a great chance. It's just, don't be surprised if there are a couple of showers around here pretty much in the first portion of the day on Saturday, and then it moves on out. Now, it will be behind cooler temperatures, and it's also going to be fairly breezy on Saturday, and winds are going to be with temperatures only in the upper 50s and windy conditions. It is going to be pretty chilly, and then we're going to get back down closer to freezing by Sunday morning once again. Here's the upper level wind pattern. We've got this nice northwesterly flow, and that's what's keeping this beautiful weather around here, and that's going to remain the case, like I said, throughout the rest of the week. As we go into Friday and Saturday, we get this quick little front moving on through here. But again, it comes through pretty much on the dry side, and then we just continue with this gorgeous weather all the way through the weekend. So can't have rain, might as well have just spectacular weather, and that's what we have in store today. Once again, 63 at noon, plenty of sunshine. High temperature makes it all the way up to 70. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow. Not quite as cool in the morning still. Again, jacket weather. And then the same thing on Thursday. And of course, rodeo starts on Thursday. If you are going, I would take a jacket with you, even though it's going to be warm in the afternoon, because it'll cool off kind of quickly in the evenings. That front moves through early Saturday morning. So only 58 on Saturday, kind of breezy, and just fantastic forecast.
Not bad. I love the rodeo graphic. How cute.
Yeah, we just got that yesterday. So.
I like that.
Hey, back to chocolate. One of the companies that Marilyn recommended, Dandelion Chocolate, they had a little truffle box for $45.
The fancy one.
I just checked and it's sold out, unfortunately.
Are you serious?
So something to think ahead for next year.
Next year.
Yep, or another occasion.
Or, maybe spring break.
You know what's
chocolate.
always good? Get some of those little melty things in the baking department. And add in a little bit of cream, nuke it, and just pour that over anything.
Nuke it. That's right.
And then you get, it's like, a little chocolate sauce.
Pour it over fruit, and then it's healthy.
That's right. This just sounded good, though, because 15 chocolate truffles made from 5 cocoa origins. $45.
Sold out for a reason.
Sold out for a reason, yeah. 451, about 37 degrees.
And coming up next, what to expect from the new Batman movie. Plus, Adele is winning big at the Brit Awards.
Lottery numbers, taking a look. Pick 3, 9, 4, 1, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 7, 6, 0, 5, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 11, 15, 20, 21, 33. And your Mega Millions, 1, 17, 20, 52, 54, Mega Ball 2, Mega Plier 3. Good luck.
A big win for Adele, plus Robert Pattinson gives his take on his upcoming character in the upcoming The Batman movie.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised.
Questlove celebrating his first Oscar nomination. His film Summer of Soul is up for Best Documentary, and he tells me, sure, he's been to the Oscars before. Last year, he was the musical director of the show, but he's never been like this.
I'm very excited to see it. I'm coming in the place as a nominee. Amir Questlove Thompson, Oscar nominee. It's just words not on my bingo card.
Questlove's documentary Summer of Soul streaming now on Hulu, and the Oscars air March 27th on ABC.
Congratulations to Adele, winning the first of her 4 nominations tonight.
Adele winning big at the Brit Awards, the British equivalent of the Grammys. She snagged trophies for Artist of the Year, Song of the Year for her smash hit single Easy on Me, and Album of the Year for 30. She also performed at the show Tuesday night in London.
Who are you under there?
What to expect from the new Batman movie? A sad weirdo. That's what star Robert Pattinson tells GQ, saying in the new film the Caped Crusader is a weirdo as Bruce Wayne and a weirdo as Batman, adding that it's a sad movie about trying to find some element of hope. The Batman is in theaters March 4th. And happy birthday to Michael B. Jordan. The Creed and Black Panther star is 35 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time now, 4:56 and a cold 37 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, safety a big concern for social media apps, especially for younger users. How TikTok is addressing the issue after it was hauled into its first ever major congressional hearing.
Plus, how Google is reinventing your browser history as journeys. That's coming up in Tech Bites.
And TransGuide this morning, we had all sorts of problems all morning yesterday, especially down there at 37 and 10 on the southeast side. This morning, smooth sailing so far. Knock on plexiglass.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making news this morning, how TikTok is updating its policy and making the social network a safer place, particularly for younger users.
Outside with live cam, back in the 30s this morning, hovering like, let's say, mid-30s here in town. A crystal clear view looking back towards the downtown skyline. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 9th.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Getting up early, you're definitely going to want to wear that jacket. We're at 37, a cold morning again, but later on, nice.
Pretty significant warm-up out there again, Mike Osterhage?
Yeah, we're just about going to double what our current readings are, kind of like yesterday where we gained, 35 or so degrees, and that's going to be the situation again today. So, yeah, won't need a jacket later on, but as Steph mentioned, 37 degrees. Still have very dry air, a little bit of a breeze, and in some places there's no wind really to speak of, and that's why it is cooler, for instance, out in portions of the hill country. But again, yeah, those temperatures are going to be just jumping up there. We're going to make it up to 70 later on today. The aquifer in yesterday's reading, of course, we had a nice benefit from over the weekend. It did go up 0.2 foot, which was fantastic, and the allergens, everything dropped down. Mold and mountain cedar are both on the low side. Looks like we're finally kind of coming to the end of the mountain cedar season. So again, in some areas there is not really too much of a breeze, if at all, just calm wind. And like out there at the airport, we do have a breeze, 6-mile-per-hour winds, 8 in Hondo, and it makes it feel like 21 right now in Hondo. Wind chill is 32 here in town as well as in Lotus, and 29 is what it feels like in Bulverde. So yeah, it is cold, and that's going to be the case throughout the rest of the week. We'll have chilly mornings, not as cold tomorrow and Friday, and then beautiful sunshine in the afternoon. I mean, it's just going to be fantastic again. And same thing tomorrow as well as Thursday. Gradual warming, especially those low temperatures. We will stay in the about 70-degree range again tomorrow, low 70s on Friday. Then the front moves on through here. It may squeeze out a shower early Saturday. Doubtful, though. And then it is going to be cooler. It is going to be windy on Saturday and down close to freezing, looks like, once again, by Sunday morning. All the details in just a couple of moments. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Anything going on this early morning?
Thankfully not, Mike. We are in a lot better shape than we saw yesterday. Let's take a look around town, see how the morning commute is shaping up at this hour. 64 Culebra. It's looking pretty normal in a lot of these TransGuide cameras. Just a few folks out there getting their morning started early with us. Loop 410 at Exchange Parkway. You can see not a lot of folks there, but there at Starcrest, we're seeing maybe a few more drivers waking up with us and getting their day started. But thankfully, no issues to report. Yesterday, we had a lot of problems on the road, and that persisted up until at least 10 in the morning. So we didn't see any resolution with a few crashes until later on. But thankfully, right now, we're not seeing any problems that are going to cause any big delays for your early drive right now. As indicated right here on our map, you can see lots of green on the screen. We are off to a tranquil start here in the Alamo City. And if your travels are going to be taking you into San Antonio, we have those inbound times for you at this hour. 24 minutes from I-10 eastbound in Bernie to downtown. And right now, 281 southbound, 24 minutes coming in from Bulverde. And we're looking at 26 minutes on 35 if you're traveling on those southbound lanes. So no delays here. Again, the travel is going to be pretty quiet right now. 35 at Walsham Road. One last look around town. Staying quiet for now. They'll give us time to talk some construction. That's going to be coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. Sheriff Javier Salazar says he will be able to meet the county's new policy of releasing body cam video of critical incidents such as shootings within 10 days.
But that's only coming after commissioners approved a deal yesterday bundling together new tasers and upgraded body cam capabilities. So Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio to break it all down for us.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mark. And it was all about body cameras, bundling, and budgets. That was what Bexar County commissioners debated about during yesterday's meeting. Salazar says his office will soon be complying with a county policy to release video of critical incidents, such as when a deputy shoots a suspect within 10 days. He had previously pushed against the time frame, which commissioners approved in December. However, now with the commissioner's approval of upgraded body camera technology, his office will only now get access to automated redaction, whereas before they had to do it manually. Commissioners voted 4-1 to amend a contract with the county's body camera provider to get upgraded capabilities for its cameras, plus an additional 550 new tasers. The sheriff says the majority of the weapons have reached their end of life and need to be replaced. So BCSO should meet the video release policy within 60 days once the sheriff's office is able to hire 2 employees who would handle those video redactions. Steph?
Thank you, Sarah. A man from San Antonio is the latest name to be added to the Texas 10 most wanted list. Take a look. 40-year-old Ruben Castro has been on the run since May for aggravated assault and violating his parole, according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. The aggravated assault charge is related to an incident in Atascosa County. DPS officials say Castro has ties to the Texas Mexican Mafia and should be considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, you're asked to call Texas Crime Stoppers at 1-800-252-TIPS.
Here's a look at what COVID cases look like in Bexar County this morning. Local health officials saying there are 986 new cases, brings all-time total over 510,000 in our metro area. Meanwhile, 6 more people have died. Total now for that is 5,165 pandemic deaths. Important news for parents this morning.
TikTok is vowing to get tough and crack down on inappropriate content. ABC's Andrea Fujii tells us how.
This morning, new guidelines are coming to the social media platform TikTok. The company announcing it will strengthen its policies to promote safety, security, and well-being. With more than 3 billion downloads, young people often use TikTok for entertainment, but it has a dark side. In December, schools across the country went on lockdown after TikTok videos threatening campus violence went viral. TikTok now vowing to work harder to ensure criminal activity doesn't slip through the cracks, saying these updates clarify or expand upon the types of behavior and content we will remove from our platform or make ineligible for recommendation in the For You feed.
It's very shocking, and depending on the age of the user, it could be a very impressionable age, and that is where the real potential shock is.
After revelations that content glorifying eating disorders and suicide hoaxes was available to youngsters on TikTok, the company made changes last year, but now says it will be more strict in enforcing them. TikTok says it already removes dangerous information on eating disorders, but will start to also remove the promotion of disordered eating. As to whether these changes can realistically improve what kids are seeing, experts say these updates are a good sign.
It's very important for social media platforms to continually reevaluate their community guidelines because life is ever changing, threats are ever changing. So reevaluating them really makes the user safer.
The guidelines are all the more important after a new survey found more than 75% of parents allow their kids as young as 5 to have their own social media accounts. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, a reminder, early voting for the March primaries begins today. We have a lot of resources on KSAT.com, including key races and full ballots. And on Monday, we'll have a list of early voting locations. To get to our website, we've made it very easy. Just scan the QR code on your screen with your smartphone. It'll take you right to our Vote 2022 page, where you can find all this info and much more. Election Day is March 1st.
And the time now, 5:08 and 37 degrees out there.
Still ahead, how Apple is letting your iPhones accept contactless payments.
Also next, how bar owners and security guards are starting a new initiative to crack down on fake ID problems in bars near college campuses.
And outside with live cam on your very early Wednesday morning. Looking good out there. And Mike says it's going to be a bluebird sky kind of day here in South Texas. We'll be right back. 5:11. Welcome back. In local news, bartenders and security trying to stop more fake IDs that could continue to be a big problem for our city.
They are especially paying attention to bars near college campuses. Per their TABC training, bar employees are trained in what to look for when it comes to identification, particularly the gold star and embedded Texas emblem. Jose Alvarado, a security guard at a bar on St. Mary's Strip, says he and security at other bars stay in contact throughout the evenings to have each other's backs.
Hey, we've had an issue here. We want to let you know. So if you see them, you can make that call if you want to let them in or not at your bar. But this is the issue that we had here.
While using a fake ID isn't uncommon, Alvarado hopes minors reconsider it because of the consequences bars and their employees can face, such as fines or losing their license.
512, still 37 degrees.
We have next how Google Chrome is making it more interesting to search your old browsing sessions.
Ever wonder what everyone's doing on their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. The groom's parents, they just found out they can redeem rewards for a second honeymoon. Romance is in the air. Like these two. He's realizing he's in love and that his dating app just went up. Must be fate. And Phil, he forgot a gift, so he's sending the happy couple some money.
Digital tools so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
Nicorette knows quitting smoking is freaking hard. You get advice like, try hypnosis. Or quit cold turkey.
Kidding me?
Instead, start small with Nicorette, which can lead to something big. Start stopping with Nicorette.
A lot of folks ask me why their dishwasher doesn't get everything clean. I tell them, it may be your detergent. That's why more dishwasher brands recommend Cascade Platinum, with the soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing built right in. For sparkling clean dishes the first time. Cascade Platinum.
Just shy of 5:16, Apple making it easier for iPhones to accept contactless payments. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, policy changes for TikTok. The company says it will strengthen its policies to promote safety, security, and well-being, and the social media site has banned misgendering trans people. TikTok has faced criticism for harboring harmful content. A new feature on Google Chrome lets you revisit your old searches after typing a word into the address bar that's related to a previous search. The Journeys feature will give users an option to resume your search. Specific sites can be deleted, and the feature can be turned off entirely. Finally, Apple has announced a new tap to pay feature, which would allow people to make purchases from businesses by tapping their iPhones together. It rolls out later this year and also works with contactless credit cards, essentially turning iPhones into payment terminals without extra hardware. Hey, Apple, some of us don't need help spending money. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
No, not at all.
No, didn't think so. 5:17.
And just real quick, wanted to give a shout out to Director Chris. Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
He's on prompter today.
Yes, and yesterday was Steven's birthday.
Yeah, and you know, Chris is in good company. It's my younger sister's birthday today as well, so happy birthday to Chris and my younger sister, Laura.
February birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, lots. It's going to be a busy week. So right now, though, the roads aren't too busy. 1604 at Wiseman. We can take a look. 1604 at Culebra. It's looking like a pretty normal morning at right now, just a little bit after 5 a.m. So that's some good news if you have to head out the door in the next few moments. Right now, you're not going to encounter many issues. 410 at Starcrest just shows a few folks out there. While we saw a lot of problems yesterday, today is a lot better. And if you are going to be hitting the road, just make sure that you watch out because we did have some construction here off of I-35 southbound at Zazamora Street that started overnight. Not clear yet if these crews have wrapped up. We haven't been seeing anything on TransGuide just yet, but we'll watch it closely, and you should make sure you watch out for that area as well. Also, make sure you're planning ahead. Just a quick reminder, we still have some utility work that's going to be happening out here off of I-10. Now, this started on February 7th. That was Monday, but will still last a few more days up until February 18th. That is next Friday. That starts at 9 in the morning and wraps at 4 in the afternoon. It's a single right lane closure on the eastbound frontage road at UTSA Boulevard. But other than that, looks like a pretty good and tranquil start for our early morning commuters that are going to be heading out the door. No delays just yet, but as always, we're going to watch the roads. Make sure you do the same. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
Back to Chris. Did you want to get on camera and take a bow or espouse any words of wisdom?
You sure?
If you change your mind, we have time.
You're stuck in the studio for a reason, Chris.
Any words of wisdom, Chris?
No.
None. Not at all.
No.
Okay, let's look at this.
Probably the smartest guy in the studio right now.
No.
Hey, Mike, in some countries, this is a track and field event. Like Finland?
Maybe.
Oh, ice throwing?
Discus?
It does kind of look like a little discus there. So, yeah, I mean, some areas are still seeing obviously freezing temperatures. You may have a little bit of ice in the bird bath, but thank you, and especially in the shady spots there. Thanks for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, lots of clear skies this morning, and yeah, it is chilly once again. It is definitely freezing, so maybe a little bit of ice in the bird bath out there in Kerrville, Bandera. Freezing Helotes, Rio Medina, and Hondo, also in Bulverde. But then, look at the big difference in temperatures there. Port SA 31 and just 37 at the airport. A little bit of a breeze in spots, so wind chill temperatures 27 at Port SA, and it feels like 21 in Hondo right now. And we're not going to be overly windy today, but again, just enough this morning to add that little bite to some of these temperatures. Nothing obviously is showing up on the satellite picture, and then once again, just kind of like yesterday, this is what's going on upstream. Really nothing. You can see some of those little spots of little snow up there in northern Great Lakes in Canada, but all that is sweeping down into the mid-Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, and off to the northeast, and that's where the upper level wind flow is. Now, as far as the humidity, really dry air, that's what's allowing temperatures to get so cold, and the dew points are going to start to come up somewhat by Friday. That will obviously hold low temperatures up somewhat. Then we have the front moving on through here, and the air is really going to be drying out. And again, they are kind of tied hand in hand with the low temperatures. So we stay in the mid and upper 40s going in toward Friday morning as well as Saturday morning. Then the front moves on through here and we get those low temperatures. They're going to be flirting with freezing, definitely freezing in the hill country as we go into Sunday morning. And then we'll start to sort of bounce back a little bit. As far as anything the rest of the week, nothing out there. Maybe a cloud or two here or there in the morning on Thursday. Saturday, that's when the front comes through. So it's looking like that may try and squeeze out a couple of showers. Now, again, this computer model is that broad brush, so it's not going to be raining everywhere. And this is going to be some very light rain, very, very scattered, 20% chance at best. And then that's going to continue to work its way off to the east and to the southeast. And then after that, the next rain chance doesn't look like it's going to be coming on in here until maybe the middle of next week. Still obviously a week away, so things can change, but that's the next shot at any rain at all. 63 degrees today at noon, sunny skies, and a high temperature today is going to make it up to 70, so a huge warm up. We are going to gain about 35 degrees between the low and the high later on today. Same thing tomorrow, another huge warm up on Friday as well. And then, you okay?
Yeah, just frog in my throat. I'm good.
Okay, and then Saturday, front moves on through here. We start off mild in the morning, but temperatures only stay at 58 during the day. A shower or two is possible. It's going to be windy on Saturday as well. And then Sunday, beautiful day, but very cold start.
Beautiful day on Monday as well for that reminder.
Warm like our hearts, right,
yes.
Mike?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Don't forget.
Make sure. And by the way, I learned something.
Okay.
Yesterday. We had our one of our florists on SA Live.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to wait until Sunday to go buy the flowers. You can actually get them Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
And they'll start to, open up a little bit too. But change the water every single day, gentlemen.
And they'll
if you want to hide them somewhere.
Well, that was my point.
Yeah.
Logistically, where do you hide them so that you don't blow the surprise?
In a shady spot, keep it away from any sort of heat, but make sure you change the water every single day. So,
Okay.
Yeah, don't leave them outside when it's cold.
Honey, anyway,
these flowers are dead, like our love.
So you don't have to you don't have to wait till that last minute.
Thank you, Mike. 522, about 37 degrees.
That's very good, Mike. Thank you. Up next in your morning spotlight, writer-director Kenneth Branagh, a record setter now, and more on this year's Oscar nominations.
Lottery numbers: pick 3, 941, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 7605, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 11, 15, 20, 21, 33. And your Mega Millions: 1, 17, 20, 52, 54, Mega Ball 2, Mega Plier 3.
526, a lot of people still buzzing about this year's Oscar nominations.
Power of the Dog is leading the way, and there's big nominations for Denzel Washington and Steven Spielberg. CNN's David Daniel has more in your Hollywood Minute.
This is it. This is what? This is war.
Belfast writer-director Kenneth Branagh is a record setter. He's nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. That makes him the first person ever nominated in 7 different Oscar categories, including previous nods for Best Actor, Supporting Actor, Adapted Screenplay, and Live Action Short.
Awesome. Back on top of of the food chain.
Coda co-star Troy Kotzer is just the second deaf actor ever nominated for an Oscar. The first was Marlee Matlin, who plays his wife in Coda. She won Best Actress in 1987 for Children of a Lesser God.
No es cuestión de si podemos permitirnoslo. Es cuestión de que ya está aquí.
Parallel Mothers star Penelope Cruz and Being the Ricardos star Javier Bardem are the first married couple nominated in acting categories in the same year since Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton 55 years ago. First-time nominees Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons have been a real-life couple for years, but unlike their characters in The Power of the Dog, they have not tied the knot. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
527, 37 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the CDC says COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are still too high for changes to mask guidance for schools, but some states are pushing back.
Plus details on a recall involving Kia and Hyundai vehicles that can catch fire. Making headlines this morning, some states continue to push back against mask mandates in school classrooms.
Coming up on GMSA, an arrest has been made following a shooting in Elmendorf. We'll tell you what we know.
And taking a look outside with live cam, it feels like February right now. We are at 37 degrees. Definitely grab that jacket.
Good morning, rise and shine. It is Wednesday, February 9th.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. You still have time for Valentine's Day. Don't worry. Plenty of time. Not till next week, technically.
But today's a good day to kind of get on it and go out there, maybe get those cards in advance because it'll be crowded this weekend, gentlemen. Mike's here with more, and I assume that you've already got a game plan.
For
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if you were talking about the weather.
Yeah, no, yes, Valentine's Day.
Things have changed, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to be all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you, let us know if you want to talk now or later.
Okay. So what? There's guys out there right now, and grab a coat before you head out the front door to work and school. 37 degrees here in town. Dew point still very low. Got some very dry air, clear skies, slight bit of a breeze, so that keeps temperatures from getting as cool as what they could get. Now, in portions of the hill country and out to the west, we're at 33 Uvalde, right at freezing at Carrizo Springs. Hondo's 29 right now, and then in some areas there is a hint of a breeze, and so we've got wind chills to deal with. Wind chill is 32 here in town. Feels like 21 right now at Hondo, and then huge warm up. Temperatures are going to be almost doubling where they are right now. Mold and Mountain Cedar are both on the low side from yesterday's count. 63 at noon. 70 for a high temperature today. Absolutely beautiful light wind out there. Same thing the next couple of days, not quite as cool in the morning, and right around 70 or up into the low 70s. It'll change somewhat for the weekend. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Anything yet?
No, and that's good. You know, especially if you are going to be driving in the next few moments, you're not going to see any big problems. Just a lot of these TransGuide cameras that show some quiet and empty roads, which means a nice and smooth commute. 35 at Zazamoto, there was some construction going on there. Based on that TransGuide camera, looks like that could have wrapped up, but right now looks like things are getting a little bit busier there off 35 at 37. 281 at Grayson, just not a lot of people out there this morning. However, make sure that you take it slow out on the roads. Always the best way to go. As we bring you to the map, we're seeing that we're off to a pretty great start here in the Alamo City. No delays here in town just yet, but we can always expect that when morning rush gets here, but we're still a ways off from that. So again, if you have to head out the door in the next few moments, no delays. But right now, if we're going to take a look at these inbound times here, I-10 westbound coming in from Seguin, still pretty green with 29 minutes right now to downtown San Antonio. 23 if you're traveling in from 87 and Lavernia in those northbound lanes. And we're looking at 28 minutes traveling in from Floresville to downtown. Looking like we're in good shape so far. There's still some construction spots to be on the lookout for. I'll have that detail or those details coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say they were out to catch a carjacker, but ended up with a whole different case on their hands. The end result was a crash and an arrest on the northwest side of town. Katrina Weber is live at the scene of that crash at the corner of Grissom Road and Timber Hill. And Katrina, it looks like all is clear now. What happened?
Well, yeah, all is clear. Definitely a different scene from what we found here this morning. There was a big mess here with two cars that had visible damage, and police say one of those drivers had tried to run from them for all the wrong reasons. Let me give you a look at the video to show you exactly what happened. Now, this goes back to actually till about 3:30 this morning. Police say that they had a report of a carjacking in this area. They were looking for a black Toyota Camry. They thought they spotted it and started checking the license plate. Well, the driver of that car then ran from them for some reason, going through a red light and crashing into the white compact car that you would probably see on your screen. That compact car, the driver of that car was stuck inside the car, but not trapped as police at first had thought. Now, no one was injured but the driver, who they say tried to run from them. Police believe he may have a broken leg. But it turns out that's not the person who they were actually looking for at all. The car that they were that took off from them turned out to not be a Toyota Camry at all. It was actually an Acura. So that was the wrong car. But for some reason, the driver did run from police. Well, they found out the reason later on. That car had been stolen out in the county, had been reported stolen out in the county. But police say that that was a whole other issue involving some people that knew each other. So they're not so much concerned about that, but they say that the driver who did run from them will face charges connected to evading arrest. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Also new this morning, a man with an extensive criminal history is behind bars, all thanks to help from the community and tips to Crime Stoppers.
This comes after one person was shot over the weekend. Our Jonathan Cotto joins us live. And Jonathan, what do we know about the suspect in the case?
Mark, Stephanie, overnight we received an arrest affidavit detailing exactly what happened and how deputies were able to track down the suspect. Here's a look at that man now facing charges. We received his mugshot just moments ago. This is 34-year-old Danny Montes, and according to that affidavit, investigators believe Montes fired shots outside of a Dollar General in Elmendorf Saturday night. They say Montes started shooting as the victim left the store. He was hit and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect took off, and after days of searching and some tips to Crime Stoppers, the victim was able to pick Montes from a photo lineup. Now, Montes is adding to his criminal history. He is facing a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Reporting outside of Bexar County Jail, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Jonathan, thank you. 536 on average COVID cases are dropping here in the U.S. as we push past the Omicron peak. Some of the dozen or so states with mask mandates are updating their policies as early as today.
And as CNN's Amy Kiley reports, that's despite warnings from the CDC that say it's too soon for such changes.
4 states plan to lift school mask mandates by the end of March: Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Oregon. The policies are under consideration in California, New York, and Rhode Island. Courts are deciding the issue in Illinois. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says he's gotten positive feedback about lifting the school mask mandate.
We're not declaring victory, but we are stating affirmatively that we can responsibly live with this thing. Our case count, hospitalizations, the spot positivity rate, the rate of transmission are all dropping like a rock.
But the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says nationwide numbers haven't fallen far enough. Director Rochelle Walensky says kids should still wear masks in schools, and the same goes for any indoor public setting in places with high transmission. Now more parents have decisions to make.
What we really need is we really need good criteria whereby which local agencies can actually make those decisions, because otherwise you have individual parents trying to gauge whether or not they should listen to the CDC or whether or not they should listen to their school board, and that's a really tough decision to make.
Health officials have some decisions to make too.
If the CDC guidance that they're putting out is now not being followed by virtually anyone, that makes the CDC and our federal public health authorities have less credibility. And so I really believe that they need to be changing their guidance.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Giddy up, San Antonio, because tomorrow is the kickoff to the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
Sarah Costa joins us live with how you can take advantage of some deals and one that you can even get for free, or you get in for free, right?
Yeah, good morning, Mark and Steph. So this morning I was driving northbound on 35 and I was passing the AT&T exit and I saw trailer after trailer. I was like, what is going on? I was like, rodeo time.
Yes, it is.
That's when you know it's officially here. So if you want to lasso in a few deals at the 2022 San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, or perhaps buck a few bucks off your bill, see what I did there? Here are some options for you. The Rodeo has several deals and freebies for fans to take advantage of this year. They include free Whataburger, Rudy's, and gift cards to H-E-B. Now, if those deals make you say, yeehaw, you may want to act fast, as the rodeo is almost here. Tomorrow is opening day, and you can get into the grounds free with a voucher, and closing day is Sunday, February 27th. If this is your first rodeo, here's how it works. A rodeo ticket will get you into the grounds and stock shows, but a ticket to the festival and fairgrounds won't get you into the rodeo and concert in the AT&T Center. There are deals on both, depending on what interests you. There are also several $2 days for the grounds, rides, and certain food items. So tickets to the rodeo and concert start at $40. The rodeo kicks off at 7 p.m. and Toby Keith will be playing. And of course, we have, just if you head to KSAT.com, there's a huge list of all of that details and information. Mark and Steph?
Oh, it's going to be a packed house for Toby Keith.
It will be.
Thank you, Sarah, so much. Right now, 5:39, about 37 degrees.
And still ahead, why baby formula may be in short supply and what some big box stores are doing to address that problem.
And up next, an important recall regarding certain Hyundai and Kia vehicles that can suddenly catch fire.
And taking a look outside with Live Cam, it's another dress in layers kind of day. We're starting at 37 degrees. We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's 5:42 in your morning consumer headlines. Baby formula shortages have some families scrambling for formula. According to a market research firm, infant formula inventories at stores in mid-January were down 17% from where they were in mid-February in 2020. Drugstore chain Walgreens alerted its customers about isolated formula shortages at its stores nationwide in November. An Amazon spokesperson says the company is working closely with its vendors to get formula products back in stock as quickly as possible. And Walmart said any shortages of formula at its stores were related to capacity issues on the manufacturing end.
If you own a Hyundai or Kia, listen up. Certain models are spontaneously catching fire. A recall's been issued for about 350,000 Hyundai Santa Fe and Tucson SUVs. And Kia is recalling about 125,000 K900 sedans and Sportage SUVs. Dealers need to inspect the vehicles to see if they need any new parts at no cost to owners. The problem is with the anti-lock brake system, rather the anti-lock brake computer control module. It can short circuit and that can cause a fire. It's happened to at least 3 vehicles so far. Meanwhile, Hyundai and Kia are telling owners they can continue to drive the vehicles, but to park outside and away from buildings. To check and see if your vehicle is involved in a recall, contact a Kia dealer or the company's customer service department.
And hooray! Today is officially National Pizza Day. Whether it's thin crust, Chicago-style deep dish, or anything in between, pizza is an American favorite, my favorite. In the early 20th century, the first American-style pizza shops popped up in New York and New Jersey selling what was called tomato pies. But pizza truly became part of American culture after World War II, as U.S. soldiers stationed in Italy developed quite the taste for it. According to the National Association of Pizza Operators, about 3 billion pizzas are sold in the U.S. each year. And we want to know your favorite kind of pizza, so check out our social media pages and let us know about your favorite toppings.
Of course, the Super Bowl of selling pizzas is this weekend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think the other popular nights are either the night before or after Thanksgiving, because nobody wants to cook.
True. I mean, at our house, every night, it's a popular night for pizza.
It's not a bad thing, but yeah, I wonder how many of that 3 billion they're going to sell this weekend alone due to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
5:45, about 37 degrees.
And coming up next, we're going to check in with the Animal Defense League, who has a pet and needs a new home.
We have got a little kitty here, and Michelle, who is this one?
This is Bandit. So Bandit is 3 months old, available at our Nacogdoches campus, looking for his forever home. So you may notice he actually has one eye, which I thought is cute for his name, Bandit.
That fits him perfectly. So
right.
Cats sometimes don't like being outside when we record these, but yeah, he's just as sweet as can be, and that's not going to affect him whatsoever.
Not at all. Can still live a very happy, healthy life.
Give him a ball of yarn, and he'll have a great time there. So what y'all have going on?
Well, you know, Super Bowl Sunday's right around the corner, and we are really excited to be participating in a Super Bowl Sunday golf tournament. So it's going to be hosted at the Canyon Springs Golf Club, and all the proceeds from the event are going to benefit the animals that we care for here at the Animal Defense League. League.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you're a golfer and just want to kind of get involved, you're welcome to join. We also have sponsorship opportunities, and hopefully we'll have some great weather. It should be a lot of fun.
Or if you're not a golfer and you just want to have a good time out there and benefit the Animal Defense League. So, and you can also benefit the Animal Defense League by going to their website for donations. And of course, remember, you adopt one pet and you save two, because that opens up space out there.
Absolutely.
So if you'd like that little one and find out more information, again, head on over to 11300 Nacogdoches or the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aw. Time now, 5:49. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos to see how things are looking on our roadways.
Yeah, I was just in love with Bandit. He's got such a cute face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I'm sure someone will adopt him soon. All right, let's take a look at the roadways. 281 at the quarry. We're not seeing a whole lot of issues out there this morning. Just take it easy. Some of these vehicles I saw just right now driving by a little fast, but right now taking it slow is going to be a great way to start your day, because we're not seeing a lot of problems out there. Maybe in the coffee lines is where you're going to find a slowdown. But right now here in town, things have been shaping up to look nice. But as I mentioned, we haven't been seeing problems, but we've been seeing construction, and there will be some construction happening a little bit later this morning. We're talking about here up toward 35 near Live Oak. Now, this starts today and we'll be wrapping up on Friday. That's February 11th, starting at 9 in the morning and wrapping up at 4 in the afternoon. A single southbound lane closure and shoulder closure on the frontage road from Judson Road exit ramp to the Judson Road entrance ramp. Now, this has been continuous for the last few days or so you may have seen construction crews out there, but this will be again wrapping up on Friday, February 11th, so we still will see a few more days of this. But right now, as we jump out and take a look at the map, we are still in a really nice start. I am seeing a stall popping up here around 410 near 281. We'll find out what's going on there. Hopefully that driver's car troubles will be resolved soon, but right now, traffic here in town has been looking quite nice. 37 at Houston Street. I like this better than what we saw yesterday. A quiet start to the day.
We agree, Stephen. We do.
Yeah, that was messy yesterday.
Yes, it got busy.
Yeah, that cattle trailer returning took
hours.
Yeah. I don't even remember how long it took.
Over 12 hours. So big shout out to those first responders who were out there on 37 at I-10. They worked throughout the night to get all of this cleared up.
Well, maybe today will be clear all morning long.
Hopefully so. Weather-wise, yeah, it's going to be clear all morning long, all day long. We had a beautiful sunset yesterday, beautiful sunrise. We're going to have a great sunrise again this morning. And then, it's a beautiful picture out there. Just fantastic. You can just stare at that all day long. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect pictures. Send in those pictures. Whatever the case is, if it's sunrises, sunsets, anything like that, we'd love to show them here. And out there by the airport, traffic's moving along very well. No problems. Wind chill temperatures. Yeah, you definitely want to bundle up. 28 is what it feels like at Bandera, 21 Hondo, 32 at the airport, and 27 over there on the west side of town at Port SA. And we've got very, very dry air, not only down here at the surface, but also upstairs in the atmosphere with this darker shade of gray. So therefore, that means we're going to have those beautiful deep blue skies today. Now, as far as any sort of return of the humidity, one thing we're going to really be benefiting with the next couple of days is it's not going to return. It may come up ever so slightly, but it's not as though dew point and therefore humidity levels are going to be skyrocketing and all. So what that means is we'll have cool mornings and then warm afternoons, because the dry air doesn't hold the heat in, but it heats up very, very easily as the day rolls on. So yeah, a little bit more humidity maybe by Friday. That'll pretty much do it. And then we get the front moving on through here early Saturday morning, and that is going to take any little bit of humidity and get rid of it. Also, it may squeeze out a couple of showers as the front moves through. I wouldn't get really excited about rain chances around here. We may have a couple of clouds perhaps early Thursday, but afternoon's going to be nothing but sunshine around here. There comes that front early Saturday morning. It may squeeze out, like I said, a couple of showers, but the rain chances are not good at all. And best chance of rain would probably be further on down to the southeast. And again, it's still just about a 20% chance of rain. And then we're going to be clearing out once again and getting down close to freezing again on Sunday morning. So we'll have little bit of a milder temperature, a little bit of an increase, I should say, in the low temperatures, and then they drop back off toward the end of the weekend. 63 degrees at noon. Sunny skies and high temperature today up to 70. So we're almost going to double our current temperature. We gain about 35 degrees throughout the course of the day. That's going to be the situation tomorrow as well as on Friday, and milder Saturday morning. However, once the front moves through, that's it. It's going to put a big lid on any warming. So we'll stay at 58 with partly cloudy skies, 1 or 2 showers in the morning, and then down to 34 degrees Sunday morning, and back to more sunshine. Same thing on Valentine's Day.
If you're visiting town, that icon on Thursday is not some weird, lazy yellow snake.
No, it's the hat.
San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
Yeah.
It's underway. And don't forget the special Thursday night.
That's right.
Yep,
We'll
7 o'clock, shown without commercials there.
That's right. More on that coming up tomorrow, right here on GMSA. Right now, 5:54, 37 degrees.
And coming up next, a preview of an interesting promotion going on for Valentine's Day at the San Antonio Zoo.
And here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 9, 4, 1, Fireball 3, Daily Ford 7605, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 11, 15, 20, 21, 33. And your Mega Millions, 1, 17, 20, 52, 54, Mega Ball 2, Mega Flyer 3. Good luck.
Coming up, our ABC News exclusive just days before the Super Bowl, Kelly Stafford, wife of Rams quarterback Matthew, on their journey after her major health scare and how he's preparing for the biggest game of his life. That and so much more right here on GMA.
A reminder, the San Antonio Zoo is allowing people to name cockroaches after ex-lovers and then watch them get fed to the animals for Valentine's Day. We have information and links available on our website at KSAT.com. Yes, Quit Bugging Me is back. At the next hour of GMSA, if you're looking for some fun things to do around town, we've got suggestions for you. That's coming up on GMSA. And TransGuide right now. Knock on wood, so far so good as we see traffic leaving the Freeway 35 and I-37 there at the interchange. And 281 at Grayson. Be right back.
I'm ABC's Em Nguyen in Washington. As COVID-19 rates go down, states are starting to lift their mask mandates, but the CDC says it's not time for that yet. And what we're learning about the newest B2 variant coming up.
Massive apartment fire keeping firefighters in Oklahoma busy all night. We'll tell you what we know so far about the extent of the damages. Outside with live cam, Mike says we're in a pattern right now. We're seeing wild swings in temperatures, chilly mornings, and picture perfect afternoons.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. It is Wednesday, February 9th.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I kind of like the weather changes. I mean, I feel like it's actually February in the morning, and then I get to enjoy the afternoon.
It's the best of both worlds. Mike Osterhage here with more on that. And one of the things he was telling us in our earlier part of the newscast is today was going to be a beautiful blue sky day.
Yeah, like yesterday was, because the air, not only is it dry down here at the surface, but also you go upstairs in the atmosphere and it's really, really dry. So the only problem with, you have to leave the house in the morning with a heavy coat, but when you get around 9, 10 o'clock, it's like, okay, you need a jacket, do you not? And then it warms up very quickly, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's really warm out here. So, yeah, we can watch the thermometer basically go up once that sun gets up a little bit higher in the sky later on this morning between, say, 8 and 10 o'clock. Beautiful view out there, no problems at all. Once again, it is cold and freezing in some spots. Hondo, Rio Medina, Bulverde, and then out toward the hill country, 37 in town. Port SA has warmed up ever so slightly, but then again, we do have slight wind chill to deal with. So feels like 33 out there at the airport, 21 still in Hondo, and 30 at Port SA. And as far as allergens, mold and mountain cedar are both on the low side. Both went down from yesterday's reading. Of course, the updated count is going to be coming out sometime about 7:30 this morning. And throughout the rest of today, still think we drop down maybe a few more degrees, and when it's all said and done, bottom out just above freezing here in town. And then nice big warm up. Again, we're going to be going up by leaps and bounds throughout the mid-morning hours, and we'll make it up into the low 60s already at noon. Yesterday we hit 66. We're going to be topping that and top off at 70 later on today. And again, nothing but sunshine. And as we were talking about those beautiful blue skies, how much longer does this perfect weather last? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos.
Oh, I got the safe. It's like an umpire at second base. It's safe.
Safe. Okay. You know, roads are looking pretty beautiful right now too, Mike. So let's take a look right now. See how quiet it is. 201 at the Quarry. Here we have 410 at Exchange Parkway. Not seeing a lot of people out there, but it is still very early. San Antonio continues to wake up, but we do see that people are out there right now. 410 at Starcrest, 281 at Loop 410. Again, not a lot of people out there, but not a lot of issues as well as we've been talking about throughout the entire morning. Let's take a look, though. Be on the lookout. We do have a stall here off 410 eastbound at Military Highway. This is toward Castle Hills. We're not seeing any delays in the eastbound lanes of 410, so this could be off in the shoulder lane, but make sure, as always, when you see those stranded vehicles and you see those flashing lights, move over or slow down. That is the law. Let's go ahead and jump out and show you how things are shaping up at 6:03. Pretty quiet compared to what we had been seeing yesterday, so it's a nice morning out on the roadways, but make sure you are driving carefully. And if you have to travel into San Antonio, well, we have those inbound times for you right now. 37 northbound in Pleasanton, still pretty pleasant with 27 minutes at this hour. 19 minutes if you're coming in those eastbound lanes from Highway 90 in Castroville. Little time from Lytle with 35 minutes, or on 35 that is, northbound coming in with just 16 minutes at this hour. So pretty good so far. We do have a few construction spots we'll remind you of coming up in the next few minutes, but as always, make sure you buckle up and be safe out there. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. A man's recovering this morning after a road rage shooting on the city's west side. San Antonio police say it happened a little after 7 last night on West Commerce near Southwest 24th and 25th Streets. It's where officers say they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to a hospital and we understand is doing okay. In the meantime, investigators say the victim's vehicle is being processed and officers are working to get a description of the suspect's vehicle. It's believed the incident happened at a different location.
A man from San Antonio is the latest name to be added to the Texas 10 most wanted list. Take a look. 40-year-old Ruben Castro has been on the run since May for aggravated assault and violating his parole. That's according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. The aggravated assault charge is related to an incident in Atascosa County. DPS officials say Castro has ties to the Texas Mexican Mafia and should be considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, call Texas Crime Stoppers at number 1-800-252-TIPS. Now to the coronavirus. As new COVID-19 cases drop nationwide, a growing number of states are starting to ease pandemic restrictions like mask mandates.
But the CDC stresses now is not the time for that. This comes as the newest variant after Omicron starts to tick up in cases.
ABC's M. Nguyen is in Washington with the latest.
Good morning. Lifting mask mandates, especially in schools, is getting pushback. The education secretary says prematurely easing restrictions in schools could lead to more issues for in-person learning.
Today, New York's Governor Kathy Holcol is set to drop the state's indoor mask mandate, according to the New York Times. But she's expected to keep the mandate in place for New York schools, at least for now. Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, and Oregon plan to end masking requirements in schools in the coming weeks. And in California, no more masks in public places for those vaccinated starting Tuesday. But 99% of U.S. counties are still seeing high transmission, and new infections are still averaging nearly 250,000 a day. Health experts warn cases are still higher than the nation's previous surges.
We still have hospitalization rates that are higher than they ever were during the peak of our Delta wave, and similarly for deaths, still at 2,300 a day.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky cautioning the country isn't prepared to lift rules yet.
I don't think we're there right now. I know people are cautiously optimistic.
New CDC data showing a subvariant of Omicron known as B2 is becoming more prevalent, accounting for nearly 4% of new infections in the U.S.
So far, there's no evidence the B2 variant makes the virus more severe. Omicron still accounts for the rest of the new cases, the same way Delta used to just 2 months ago. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Funeral services for legendary broadcaster Gary DeLon have now been set. The Emmy award-winning and San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame member passed away on Sunday due to complications with COVID-19. He was 88 years old. The family has asked that those attending the service dress in bright colors as Gary requested, since he was well known for his outlandish sport coats that matched his infectious smile. And in lieu of flowers, you can donate to the Gary DeLon Memorial Journalism Scholarship Fund. You can do that at any Frost Bank location. Funeral services are scheduled for Friday at 1:30 p.m. at Oak Hills Church. That is located at 19595 Interstate 10. And as we approach the one-year anniversary of last year's February freeze, KSAT is shining a spotlight on the organizations that helped us get through it.
San Antonio Food Bank is one big example. Sarah Costa joins us here in the studio to explain what the food bank is doing to prepare for an emergency.
Good morning, Mark and Steph. We remember those long lines we saw during last year's freeze outside of the San Antonio Food Bank. So last year's freeze left thousands of San Antonio residents without power, meaning the need for meals was significant. And that's where the San Antonio Food Bank stepped in. Ordinarily, the food bank provides groceries to needy families, but considering many in the community didn't have power or water, it would have been pointless for the food bank to give them food that needed to be prepared. Therefore, the food bank began serving fresh, ready-to-eat meals. In 3 days, the food bank served 120,000 people. That's a large number, considering the food bank provides food for 60,000 individuals or families per week. However, last year's experience inspired CEO of the food bank, Eric Cooper, and his workers to pivot and meet greater demand. In the last year, the food bank expanded its kitchen to make more meals for people in the event of another emergency. The new Mays Family Culinary Center has been completed, which has the capacity to do those hot meals. And when it comes to water, Cooper admits last year's scarcity of the precious resource has taught the food bank to stay stocked up year-round. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Caught on camera, folks. Take a look at this dramatic close call in Nash County, North Carolina. Newly released dash cam video shows two officers jump to safety when a Tesla on autopilot crashed right into a deputy's cruiser. Now, this actually happened back in August of 2020, but just came to light. Tesla bumped into the deputy and hit the cruiser, which was then pushed into a state patrol car. Authorities say the driver of the Tesla was watching a movie on his cell phone. He was taken into custody. Tesla says its autopilot feature requires active driver supervision and does not make the car truly autonomous.
Time now, 6:09 and about 30 degrees out there, 38 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, new details have come to light in that school shooting in Michigan that left 4 students dead.
And also just ahead, some changes coming to TikTok that parents will want to know about.
Outside with Live Cam, we'll talk traffic with Stephen coming up, and Mike has your Wednesday forecast right here on Good Morning San Antonio.
And welcome back. It is 6:13. We have some important news for parents this morning.
TikTok vowing to get tough and crack down on inappropriate content. ABC's Andrea Fujii has details.
This morning, new guidelines are coming to the social media platform TikTok. The company announcing it will strengthen its policies to promote safety, security, and well-being. With more than 3 billion downloads, young people often use TikTok for entertainment, but it has a dark side. In December, schools across the country went on lockdown after TikTok videos threatening campus violence went viral. TikTok now vowing to work harder to ensure criminal activity doesn't slip through the cracks, saying these updates clarify or expand upon the types of behavior and content we will remove from our platform or make ineligible for recommendation in the For You feed.
It's very shocking, and depending on the age of the user, it could be a very impressionable age, and that is where the real potential shock is.
After revelations that content glorifying eating disorders and suicide hoaxes was available to youngsters on TikTok, the company made changes last year, but now says it will be more strict in enforcing them. TikTok says it already removes dangerous information on eating disorders, but will start to also remove the promotion of disordered eating. As to whether these changes can realistically improve what kids are seeing, experts say these updates are a good sign.
It's very important for social media platforms to continually reevaluate their community guidelines because life is ever changing, threats are ever changing. So reevaluating them really makes the user safer.
The guidelines are all the more important after a new survey found more than 75% of parents allow their kids as young as 5 to have their own social media accounts. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
1:15 the hour.
And I took a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Looks okay right now, Stephen.
Yeah, we're in good shape. And hey, really quick, want to take a moment to wish my younger sister Laura a happy birthday. She's 28 today, born the day after I was, and I always like to say she is the best gift I ever received.
Aww,
Happy birthday to Chris, who's behind our prompter today. All the best people are born in February. Well, hey, I had to say it, but let's take a look at the roads right now. Take a look how things have been shaping up right now. 37 at Houston, not seeing a lot of people. Still a little bit after 6:15 right now. Just quiet roads, which is obviously indicating no congestion or slowdowns just yet. But one of the things that we have been spotting are some stalls that are popping up. This is pretty ordinary around this time. However, you always want to drive carefully when you see somebody that's experiencing trouble on the highway. State Highway 151 eastbound at Loop 410. We have one that's detected there. As you can see, it's not causing any problems for drivers, but we have this one also detected off 410 eastbound at Military Highway. That has been there for a little while now. So again, make sure you move over or slow down. As we take a look at the map and show you a wider look, we're still, again, in great shape as we're inching closer to that morning rush. And that's good because we don't want to see problems out there when more people are getting out on the roadways. Just some quiet roads. And as always, make sure that you're driving safe. But as we take one last look around town, 281 at Grayson, the morning is getting going and people are waking up. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes, they are. And of course, pack the jacket for right now.
Yeah, and then don't need it by the afternoon, but once the sun starts to go down, then it cools off fairly quickly because, again, it's all due to the fact that we have very dry air out there, which does not hold the heat in like moist air does, but then it doesn't take as much energy to heat up, so it heats up very quickly, and then again, once that sun goes down, it loses it very easily. This morning, we're going to be in the mid to lower 30s around here. We've got some 20s in the hill country right now, and then 70 high temperature. The normal average high is in the mid 60s, so we're going to be on the above normal side later on today. And beautiful view out there. This sunrise, and I saw that one last half hour, and another beautiful picture out there. I love just kind of strolling through these things. A couple of wispy clouds from a few days ago. Here is a great one. Everybody's enjoying all of this sunshine out there right now. Look at these two.
Aww.
Yes, indeed. Just catching a few rays.
I see a pitty on the left. Is that a pip on the right as well?
Looks like it.
They're cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to get out in the sun. It warms you up very quickly. So we're going to have a beautiful sunrise this morning, and we've got a lot of clear skies out there as of right now. As far as Mountain Cedar, it is on the low side. Yesterday's reading was on the low side. Of course, the updated count is going to be coming out, and it almost looks like when you look at the average, and that's the line right there, that it was kind of shifted over, and we peaked early, and we really haven't had much of anything in roughly the past couple of weeks or so around here. Now, we do have another pretty good front coming through early Saturday morning. It is going to be breezy on Saturday. We'll see what that does, maybe shake up the last little bit of the mountain cedar pollen, but it almost looks like that the mountain cedar season is definitely coming to an end somewhat on the early side around here. All right, humidity, dew points are very, very low. That's, like I said, one of the reasons why we have these cool temperatures and then warm up very easily. And then we've got very dry air upstairs in the atmosphere with this darker shade of gray here in the water vapor imagery. And so that's why we're going to have the beautiful blue skies today. Obviously, nothing showing up on the satellite picture. And off to the west of us, that's what's in store for the next couple of days. Nothing but sunshine around here, maybe a stray cloud or two here or there, and that's pretty much going to be about it. We do have a front, like I said, moving through here on Saturday, early Saturday morning. Until then, we've got this nice flow coming in here out of the northwest. That helps to keep the humidity on the low side, keeps a lot of sunshine around here. And as we go in toward Friday and Saturday, here we get this little shot coming down here from almost right down from Canada. That's the front that comes through. So we'll be in the 70s, 70 today, 70, low 70s the next couple of days. But then that front's going to knock temperatures down just into the upper 50s on Saturday and maybe squeeze out a couple of showers. Rain chances are not good on Saturday, one or two of them primarily off to the east, and that'd be early on Saturday. 63 today at noon, sunny skies, gorgeous, gorgeous day. Need a jacket throughout the morning hours. Temperature is going to be going up about 7, 8, and 10 degrees per hour, and then we top off at 70 later on today. Then it'll cool off kind of quickly again once that sun thinks about going down, and that's something to keep in mind if you are heading off to the rodeo tomorrow night. 70 in the afternoon, but cooling off quickly. 72 on Friday. Front comes through. Going to be windy on Saturday.
only 58 degrees. And then a good-looking day on Sunday, good-looking day on Monday as well.
I wonder if because it's been so chilly lately, especially late last week, if the inside of the AT&T Center is chillier than normal, especially with the dirt where the court was.
I'm sure.
Interesting if they haven't had the heat on quite a bit, but once you get the folks in there, that's going to warm things up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when Sarah was out there, she was all bundled up with a
Yes,
hat
she
and
was.
everything. So
Yes,
maybe.
she was. 6:20 right now, 38 degrees. Spurs are back in action tonight, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first game of the Spurs Rodeo road trip. Cavs currently sit in 4th place in the Eastern Conference. This should be a good win. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock tonight, our time. Win, Spurs win. I mean, go Spurs, go.
Yes, go Spurs, go. And still ahead on GMSA, the fingerprints of the man who shot Lee Harvey Oswald going up for auction. We're going to tell you how much they're expected to sell for.
What can I do with less asthma? With Dupixent, I can do more yard work, teamwork, long walks.
Game on!
That's how you do more with Dupixent, which helps prevent asthma attacks. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that can improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And here's something important. Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your asthma treatments, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Are you ready to do more with less asthma?
Hey, come on!
Just ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a $3.5 billion crypto crackdown. The Justice Department seizing the largest amount of cryptocurrency ever, charging 34-year-old Ilya Dutch Lichtenstein and his wife Heather Morgan, 31, with money laundering and conspiracy to defraud the United States. Their arrests stemming from a 2016 hack of Hong Kong-based virtual currency exchange Bitfinex, when a cyber thief stole 120,000 Bitcoin, transferring the funds to a virtual wallet controlled by Liechtenstein. At the time, the stolen funds were valued around $71 million. But today, they're worth more than $4.5 billion, as Bitcoin's value has soared. So, what does this story mean for the world of crypto? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
The fingerprints of the man who killed Lee Harvey Oswald are up for auction this month.
Yeah, check that out. The FBI card features the type name of Jack Leon Ruby, his signature, and his prints recorded November 25th, 1963. Of course, the Dallas nightclub owner lunged forward and fired a single shot at Oswald as he was leaving police headquarters one day after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
Heritage Auction says the document has been fully vetted and approved for sale. The opening bid is $10,000, but it could go for as much as $40,000.
Or more than that.
That's true. Time now, 6:26 and 38 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, a video of a massive fire at an Oklahoma City apartment complex. Look at this unbelievable video. We'll tell you if anyone was hurt.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Looks like things are moving there at I-35 at Walsall. We'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos very soon.
A man is waking up behind bars this morning following a shooting in Elmendorf. We'll tell you what we know coming up.
Outside with live cam, waiting on that sun to come up and warm us up. We're hoping for a carbon copy of yesterday, which was chilly early and fantastic in the afternoon. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 9th of February.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Yes, it was really beautiful yesterday afternoon. Looking forward to that again today. Hoping it happens. I think it will.
I think it will too. Mike Ostrage, please, please, please don't let us down here.
Yes.
Just nodding my head.
Okay, great.
So,
okay,
did
good.
you go out jogging?
I did. It was very nice.
Remember, we jog, she runs.
Well,
No, it's jogging. Thank
How
you,
about
though.
I walk, she runs. So anyway, it's going to be a gorgeous day. But as we were talking about, take a coat this morning because it is cold out there. Still hovering 37, dew point's 27, so pretty dry air. We still can drop down a few more degrees. Got a little bit of a breeze out there this morning, and so that puts the wind chill at 33, 21 Hondo, 27 Castroville, as well as Rio Medina, and the wind chill is 29 at Randolph. And then a big warm up. I mean, throughout the, say, between 8 and 10 o'clock, you can just kind of watch the thermometer go up. Mold and Mountain Cedar are both on the low side. Updated count's going to be coming out in about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Clear, cold this morning, and then sunny and fantastic later on today. We're even going to be topping yesterday's high temperature, which was 66. Going to make it up to 70 today. Warm up, a couple more degrees tomorrow as well as Friday, especially in the mornings. And then front moves through on Saturday. So we start off mild, relatively mild in the morning, but temperatures don't go all that far throughout the day. We're not going to make it out of the 50s on Saturday. A couple of showers are possible, not very likely though, and it's also going to be windy on Saturday. But overall, nice looking weekend, and then another near freeze here in town by Sunday morning. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Had it kind of easy this morning so far. Oh, I
got the thumbs up now.
Safe last half hour, thumbs up now.
Yeah, you know what? It's a pretty morning to be outside on the out on the roads right now. No issues here in town. So let's take a look around and see if things have been shaping up. 37 at Houston. We see just a few people that have been out there this morning, but we know as we're inching closer to morning rush, that's going to change. We're going to see a lot more folks out there, obviously getting their day started early, but of course, make sure you are taking it easy and check those vehicles, because the problem that we've been spotting this morning are some of those stalls. As we show you right here, State Highway 151 eastbound at Loop 410. We showed you that a little bit earlier, but we have a new one popping up right over here off 35 northbound at Walters, and still seeing the same problem further up here off Loop 410 eastbound at Military Highway. But as we push out and show you the map, thankfully roads here in town are still pretty much green on the screen. So it's that kind of morning. And if you're traveling into San Antonio, no delays at this hour. It's almost green across the board. So we will continue to watch these roads closely and give you all the updates as the morning does go on. But right now, things have been shaping up to look quite nice. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a man with an extensive criminal history is behind bars. It's all thanks to the help from the community and tips from Crime Stoppers. This comes after one person was shot over the weekend.
Jonathan Cotto joins us live. Jonathan, what do we know about the suspect in this particular case?
Well, Mark, overnight we did receive the arrest affidavit detailing exactly what happened and how deputies were able to track down that suspect. Here's a look at the man now facing charges. We were able to get his mugshot just earlier this morning. This is 34-year-old Danny Montes. And according to that affidavit, investigators believe Montes fired shots outside of a Dollar General in Elmendorf Saturday night. They say Montes started shooting as the victim left the store, and he was hit and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect took off. Now, after days of searching and some tips to Crime Stoppers, the victim was able to pick Montes from a photo lineup. Now, Montes is adding to his criminal charges, his criminal history. He is facing charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Reporting live outside of Bexar County Jail, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Jonathan, thank you for that report. Sheriff Javier Salazar here in Bexar County says he will be able to meet the county's new policy of releasing police body cam video of critical incidents such as shootings within 10 days.
But that's only coming after commissioners approved a deal yesterday bundling together new tasers and upgraded body cam capabilities. Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio to break this deal down.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, so body cameras, bundling, and budgets, that was the Bexar County commissioners debated about during yesterday's meeting. Salazar says his office will soon be complying with the county policy to release video of critical incidents, such as when a deputy shoots a suspect within 10 days. He had previously pushed against this time frame, which commissioners approved in December. However, now the commissioners' approval of upgraded body camera technology, his office will only now get access to automated redaction, whereas before they had to do it manually. Commissioners voted 4-1 to amend a contract with the county's body camera provider to get upgraded capabilities for its cameras and also 550 new tasers. The sheriff says the majority of the weapons have reached their end of life and they need to be replaced. So BCSO should meet the video release policy within 60 days once the sheriff's office is able to hire 2 employees who will handle those video redactions. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Taking a look now at coronavirus here in Bexar County. Local health officials say there are 986 new COVID-19 cases. That brings our all-time total to over 510,000. Meanwhile, 6 more people have died from the virus. The total for that is now 5,165.
We turn now to the investigation into that deadly school shooting near Detroit last fall.
Text messages are now revealing that the suspect's parents were most concerned about before and during the shooting.
Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Explosive text messages are now coming to light after the parents of the teen accused of murdering 4 students at his Michigan high school last November appeared in court. Witnesses took the stand Tuesday for a hearing involving James and Jennifer Crumbly, who are accused of giving their son a gun and repeatedly ignoring warning signs. 2 witnesses say the morning before Jennifer's son Ethan allegedly carried out the shooting at Oxford High, she told them she felt like she had failed as a parent and even sent a text saying her son could not be left alone.
She did talk to you about her son being weird.
Yes.
And she did talk to you about the fact that he only had one friend.
Yes.
More troubling texts show as news of the shooting broke, Jennifer texted her boss, quote, "I need my job. Please don't judge me for what my son did."
I was surprised by that text.
Why is that?
I was surprised she was worried about her job at the time. I thought she'd be more worried about what was going on.
Prosecutors also revealing pages of phone logs and other messages in an attempt to prove Ethan's parents ignored their son when he showed signs of mental distress. Witnesses say on the morning of the shooting, Ethan's mother showed people a disturbingly violent drawing Ethan had sketched, and the 911 call placed by Ethan's father, James, on the day of the tragedy was also played in court. James is heard saying he knows about the ongoing school shooting and that he thinks his son, quote, took the gun.
An active shooter situation going on at the high school. My son goes to high school. I have a Midweek gun at my house. I need an officer to come to my house right away, please.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to send anybody to your house right now. So they're on the active shooter situation right now.
I understand that. I have a Midweek gun and my son is at the school.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, in your other morning headlines, more than a dozen people are dead following a landslide down in Colombia. It happened yesterday in Pereira, a city on the western coast. Officials say 14 people were killed, at least 35 were hurt. Landslide also forced evacuations and destroyed at least 4 homes.
Firefighters in Oklahoma City are battling a massive apartment fire. You can see the flames and thick smoke shooting into the sky. Crews say the fire spread from the roof to the 5th floor and many parts of the building have collapsed. As of right now, there are no reports of any injuries.
6:38, about 38 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a look at some of the things to do here in San Antonio this month, including some things you may not have thought about. In your morning consumer news, baby formula shortages have some families scrambling. That's according to a market research firm. Walmart said any shortages of formula at its stores were related to capacity issues on the manufacturing end. Walgreens alerted its customers about the shortages at its stores nationwide in November. And an Amazon spokesperson said it's working closely with its vendors to get formula products back in stock as quickly as possible.
Hey, heads up, folks. Some Hyundai and Kia models, Hyundai and Kia is telling owners of nearly 500,000 cars and SUVs to park them outside and away from buildings. They all share an anti-lock brake control module that could have an electrical short and spark a fire even if the vehicles are off. The recall affects some models of Sportage, K900, Santa Fe, and Tucson models.
And Apple is set to turn iPhones into cash registers. It's announced a system coming to iPhones called Tap to Pay, which will allow merchants to take contactless payments, including from debit and credit cards, right on an iPhone without any other hardware.
Well, here we are about 9 days into February, and this month is not just about Valentine's Day. There are lots of things to do around the Alamo City.
And right now on our website, we have a closer look at all the fun, and there's a little something for everyone. So, of course, we have to mention the rodeo. It kicks off tomorrow at the AT&T Center and Freeman Coliseum Fairgrounds, and that will run through the 27th.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Mr. Toby Keith in concert. February, also Black History Month. There will be a soul food celebration on the 12th. You can also check out Black History River Tour on the 13th. San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum is hosting a 100-minute tour.
And February is the last month that rainbow trout will be stocked in lakes across Texas as part of the neighborhood fishing program from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
San Antonio Coffee Festival is back. The celebration of coffee will let you taste roasts from around the world at Travis Park. That is on the 12th.
Sounds fun. These are just some of the things happening in February. We have all that information again on our website at KSAT.com.
Let's see what's happening on our freeways.
How's it looking, Stephen?
Well, unfortunately, it couldn't stay great for long. We do have issues out there on the roadway. Now, while these shots at TransGuide do show the commute is smooth right now in town, we are spotting those problems out there, specifically out at US 90 and 35. We'll get to that in just a moment, but a quick look around town does show the majority of San Antonio and our surrounding areas are looking A-OK. And we do have problems that are going to definitely impact drivers if they have to head to some of these spots here. Specifically up here, this is north of New Braunfels off of I-35 northbound at FM 1102. You can see we have a crash. It's causing a slight buildup there. Again, north of New Braunfels. So if you have plans to head up to Austin or maybe San Marcos, watch out for that. But bringing you back here in town, we're going to take a big jump off of US 90 eastbound. Now, this is coming into San Antonio from Castroville. You can see we have a stretch of red, and that's because of a crash right there off of Zarzamora Street. Not looking good. I was just checking the TransGuide cameras. There is a huge stretch of traffic out there, so you can't expect that if you have to travel into town. But stalls also seem to be the problem right now. I-35 northbound at Walter Street, but some of those are cleared out really quick. The big concern right now are going to be those crashes that are causing those slowdowns because morning rush is already here, so it is not shaping up to like a good start, guys.
We thought we were going to have a quiet day.
It was pretty good. Most of the newscast so far.
Was.
So it's bound to happen. No problem.
Okay.
Hi, Mike.
How are you? Love this picture. I don't know what I was looking at. It's like, what is more blue, the sky or the reflection in the lake? And that water is just smooth as glass. It's a great shot. Thank you very much. Yeah, beautiful day. Another beautiful day today. Go out and take a walk later on this afternoon and just enjoy it. Roll down the windows as well. Starting to, trying to lighten up a little bit. I know that's looking off to the west. 28 right now in Bulverde, 27s, Kerrville, Bandera, and right at freezing, Helotes and Rio Medina. And yesterday, of course, we hit 66 degrees, the normal average high temperature. That was after starting off at 31. And today we're going to be topping that, 70 and a whole bunch of 70s around the area, some upper 60s, obviously, excuse me, up to the north. And about 4 or 5 degrees or so above the average normal high temperature. Nothing is showing up on the satellite picture right now, and we don't really have a whole heck of a lot going on around the country. There is a big low up here right over the border up in Canada, and that's what's sweeping some of this, just a little bit of snow into the upper Mississippi Valley as well as the Great Lakes. This northwesterly flow is also what is keeping our weather so very nice. Now, as far as anything really just off the charts cold, no. You think back to last week when it was about 30, 40 below up there in International Falls, but just kind of typical sort of wintertime temperatures, and there's nothing really too far off the charts with the wind chill readings around the country. Here's that northwesterly flow, and that, like I said, is what's keeping things pretty nice around here. This remains all the way through the rest of the week and as we go in toward the weekend. But there is going to be right here, that little kink there, that's the front that's going to move through early on Saturday morning. Temperatures prior to that coming through here are going to start to warm up. We'll go up a couple of degrees each and every morning, and then we'll stay in the upper 40s Saturday morning. But when that front moves through, then that puts a lid on any sort of warming. So despite the fact, after going up about 35 degrees or so yesterday, today, and the next few days, we're only going to gain about 10 degrees throughout the day on Saturday. So it's going to stay on the cool side, upper 50s. Some clouds may try and squeeze out a couple of showers, but not very likely. If anything, it's going to be further off to the east. Then we clear back on out, and same weather pattern really going into the first part of next week. The low is going to try and develop out there, and that, as it looks right now, may give us a chance for some rain then by the middle part of next week, but obviously still a long ways off. 63 degrees today at noon today. Plenty of sunshine. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Blue skies out there. Like I said, open up the windows, but late in the day, once that sun thinks about going down, make sure windows close because it's going to cool off very quickly again. 70 today, tomorrow, 72 on Friday. Start off milder on Saturday morning and then only 58 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, chance of rain mainly in the morning. And then we clear back out Sunday, but down to 34 degrees. So it's going to be close to a freeze again by Sunday morning.
It's going to be cold again, but so nice these afternoons.
Yeah, it would be nice to have some decent rain, even though we did get some last week. Right. Nothing in the forecast, so might as well have great weather.
Okay, not yet.
Thank you, Mike. 6:48, about 39 degrees.
And get your cowboy hats and your boots ready tomorrow on GMSA. Everything you need to know before you head out to the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
And we're going to have a whole bunch on that tomorrow as we kick off your Thursday here on GMSA. Like right now, let's go outside with live cam. See how things are looking out there as we get ready to wrap up GMSA. Be right back.
And a quick look at our newsroom there. Our producers very busy hiding behind their screens. We'll be right back.
Coming up, our ABC News exclusive, just days before the Super Bowl, Kelly Stafford, wife of Rams quarterback Matthew, on their journey after her major health scare and how he's preparing for the biggest game of his life. That and so much more right here on GMA.
4 states plan to lift school mask mandates by the end of March: Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Oregon. The policies are under consideration in California, New York, and Rhode Island. Courts are deciding the issue in Illinois. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says he's gotten positive feedback about lifting the school mask mandate.
We're not declaring victory, but we are stating affirmatively that we can responsibly live with this thing. Our case count, hospitalizations, the spot positivity rate, the rate of transmission are all dropping like a rock.
But the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says nationwide numbers haven't fallen far enough. Director Rochelle Walensky says kids should still wear masks in schools. And the same goes for any indoor public setting in places with high transmission. Now more parents have decisions to make.
What we really need is good criteria whereby which local agencies can actually make those decisions, because otherwise you have individual parents trying to gauge whether or not they should listen to the CDC or whether or not they should listen to their school board, and that's a really tough decision to make.
Health officials have some decisions to make too.
If the CDC guidance that they're putting out is now not being followed by virtually anyone, that makes the CDC and our federal public health authorities have less credibility. And so I really believe that they need to be changing their guidance.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And a reminder, early voting for the March primaries begins Monday. We have a lot of resources on KSAT.com, including key races and full ballots. And on Monday, we will have a list of early voting locations. To get to the website, very easy. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now. It will take you to our Vote 2022 page where you can find all this information and much more. Election Day again, March 1st.
I vote we check on traffic.
I think you're right.
I do the same. Right now, this is going to be the problem spot this morning. 90 West at Zazamoto's, the view from TransGuide. I told you about this a little bit earlier. If you're just waking up with start looking for maybe a different route this morning, if your travels take you through here, this is in the eastbound lanes. You can see we have a huge stretch of traffic a little bit further back, right there off US 90 eastbound at Zazamoto. Again, traffic moving at 7 miles per hour, but stretching back all the way 2 miles to 34th Street. So it's not looking good out there. But of course, we're going to continue to watch these roads closely. Mike's got the forecast.
It is a gorgeous morning out there, and it is cold, though. We've got wind chill temperatures. Shave off about 4 or 5 degrees off a lot of these numbers. Feels like 34 out there at the airport, 19 in Hondo, 70 for a high temperature today. And this beautiful weather is going to continue on throughout the rest of the week. Cool mornings, nice afternoons. Front Saturday keeps us cool, and then a lot more sunshine by the end of the weekend.
Easy gig on air. The really hard work takes place behind the scenes, and one of those people is celebrating a birthday today.
That's right. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Chris. Woo.
Hope you enjoy your day. Thank you for being with us here and putting up with us all morning long.
He's one of our directors.
Back there in the corner behind prompter. He's not coming out.
He's controlling everything, almost everything we say.
Yeah,
so happy birthday, Chris. We're so glad you're a part of our GMSA family.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
A birthday week. And then to your sister
To
as
my sister
well.
Laura, happy birthday if you're watching. She said she was, so good. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to everybody with a birthday today.
Yes.
And then have a nice day. Beautiful sunshine. We'll see you back here at 9.
Good Morning America is next.